I love what I do. It's that common sense of success when you successfully prevented an attack from happening, or you notified somebody just before an attack was going to happen, or you helped somebody track down the perpetrator that actually did the malicious thing, or you solved a really complex puzzle and then shared it with the rest of the industry. That is so fulfilling to know that you were part of history, that you were part of life. For me, that's why I get up in the morning. Fundamentally, cybersecurity, you're essentially digitally allowing somebody into your house.
The cybersecurity is really putting solutions in place to protect businesses and data.
I would say learning how to apply the tools of technology to solve problems that we face collectively as Americans.
Without cybersecurity, the door's open for the threat actors to come in.
It's learning how to interact with technology appropriately, ethically, to know what is and what is not appropriate, because you're putting the lives of others at risk.
So as you stream information, as you receive emails, as you receive texts on your smartphone, cybersecurity is about paying attention to that and making sure that somebody is not trying to do something malicious or trying to harm you or steal information from you.
Cybersecurity is extremely important. Cybersecurity is 24/7. When I was in high school, I toyed around with some computers, right? They were the basic stuff that you would still go to Radio Shack and buy. And that was really my first dive into getting my hands into technology. And so it was enough to make me say, I enjoy this and I'm interested. And when I went to college, I got a part-time job actually working for the college in their IT department. That was really where it started for me. I got a job offer really part-time while I was in college to go work for a pretty large organization.
It wasn't something like I woke up one day and I had an aha moment. It was more about what was happening in the world.
Shortly after 9/11, you started seeing a lot of attacks that were strictly based on anything that was American-based or that was large country-based. It became obvious that we were very early in the technology cycle.
I wasn't always in this field. I changed as the concept of security became less traditional and more virtual.
I basically transitioned from high school directly into the military. I then kind of got kicked out of air defense artillery and moved into military intelligence. I went to school for it and then ended up running yet at that time, I kind of realized physical and digital are blended, even more prevalent now, where we walk around with technology all the time. Well, that technology is also susceptible to adversaries and people that don't have good intent.
It was clear that threat actors are always going to be there. And how do we stop them? And for me, it was just a natural progression to following best practices and implementing solutions and putting them in place to create some level of protection at that point.
So these are positions that are principally remote. There's some travel that's involved. So it's a little bit more of a dynamic kind of field.
You could be a cyber professional and, believe it or not even be technical.
In cybersecurity, it's thinking more about a career opportunity rather than a job opportunity. Solving problems, making people feel a little bit safer in how they interact with technology.
And helping people realize that they're just as much of a target and at risk, and then delivering a solution that we can look back on and say, look at all the progress we made. That's what gets me out of bed every morning. That's what makes me come to the office and still enjoy everything that I'm doing 25 years later. And honestly, it's been extremely rewarding. I can't imagine myself in any other industry at this point in my career. It's never been boring. It's never been stagnant.
I don't see it as a job.
I think it's fun. I think that there's a misconception that it's a person who's stuck behind a computer, right?
If you're an introvert and you want to code and do software, there's jobs for you. But more and more as the IT industry matures, there's an expectation of collaboration and communication.
Think of Legos. Legos are different sizes, different colors, etc. But when you build something complex, we have a really strong foundations. We are only as strong as the information that we share amongst one another. Diversity, gender, background, nationality, different parts of the world, different regions of the world, Solve problems differently, approach problems differently.
It's a larger field than many people think, and we need different backgrounds and different people to go into that particular field. Oh, there's a number of different opportunities. Oh, absolutely, because we all use technology.
There's 27 different job fields within cyber that you can go into based off of what you love to do. If you're an investigator and analysis, if you are somebody that likes to deal with, puzzles on the fly, if you're maybe a gamer and love PvP, player versus player, that goes on in real life. It's not just a career. It's something that you're going to use in your daily lives.
It really caters to different skill sets and different personalities.
You can learn the skills that are needed in this field. It's not something you're born into. It's something you evolve and adapt into.
Some of my top analysts, one of them was a barista at Starbucks. Another one was a former bouncer for nightclubs, and he was just tired of doing it, and he wanted to get into cyber.
IT has become extremely embedded within the business, and those normal business skill sets are finding their way in, where that could be your position while you are part of the IT department.
We need good cybersecurity personnel for writing, for analysis, for strategy, operations, and tactics.
We need individuals that are willing to dive deep and find out, okay, how did this adversary digitally get into this environment? How did they trick the defenders? You almost have to be a cyber deputy.
Understand who you are, understand where you're going to enjoy working.
Follow your passions, follow your heart. Don't hesitate. If you're neurodiverse and you love patterns, you love puzzles, you're dedicated, you're focused, awesome. We want you. If you have ADHD, that's also an asset. So I think there's this unintended artificial barrier, and it's, you need to have a degree, you need to have this, you need to have that, versus what are you capable of? What have you done recently? I don't have a college degree in anything. I've been able to achieve what I've achieved because of my passion and my drive to always be learning. There's individuals like myself that realize we want good people. And just because you walk in the door and say, I have a PhD, but you haven't touched a computer in 10 years, I'm not going to hire you. And then those degrees, those advanced, all the way up to PhD, I support 100%, but it's part of your evolution, not part of your entry.
The resources and the understanding we had then are nothing like they are now. For anybody considering it now, everybody obviously has Google. They can Google as much as they want. I think some of it is understanding what it is you think you want to do. Google that, find out the options, and then start looking at the things that interest you. Talk to your guidance counselors. There's no doubt that they're going to have resources.
I mean, start small, start simple. Go out there. How do you protect your home network? How you can participate. Take a lot of those skills, right? If you like to play chess, if you like to play card games, or you like to plan out trips and go backpacking, and right, it's about preparation, it's about planning, it's individuals that just enjoy participating in life. All of those kind of motivators have driven people into cyber because it impacts everybody. You can actually go to different programs that are internships that will kind of bring you in and get you introduced into the flow of cybersecurity and the different jobs and roles that you can play.
It wouldn't hurt to go out and take a look at some of the A+ certifications that are out there. And if you so feel that the calling to be in the cybersecurity industry is there, do it. It's rewarding. You'll never regret it, and we're going to need more and more people.
You're going to be in the high fives, high six-figure incomes if you invest that time.
You have to capture that opportunity. It's not just going to show up on your doorstep. You make the effort. You will find people that are interested in your well-being and your future. Take advantage of it. There is very, very little left that is not connected, that's not on the grid, that isn't part of the data source of the World Wide Web.
In terms of cybersecurity, the field is heading in a highly artificial intelligence direction.
There's a lot of reports that say within the industry, if you're not leveraging AI, you're not going to keep up, and you're certainly not going to be able to do security because the threats are so great. You have to have AI to help counter some of those items.
Cybersecurity is with us to stay.
There's always better technology. There's always more threat actors. There's always people that are there needing assistance from those of us that understand.
If I'm a young person and I'm growing up with digital technology and digital tools, I'm already integrated into feeling comfortable with using it. We need to benefit from not old guys like me, but from young people who know how people interact. And we need young people. It's a field that there is an employee deficit in this particular area. There's 600,000 unfilled jobs in this area, and we're desperate for them as a country.
Don't give up. We need you.